The demand for racism is again greater than the supply, and that has led some lefties to extreme levels of lunacy. A lighthearted video of a Chicago Bears star posing with a young fan has led to calls of racism from at least one outraged journalist. A clip of quarterback Justin Fields shows him posing with a white boy who is imitating his hairstyle. It's all beautiful, wholesome stuff, but some on the left are intent on ruining everything. Joining me now to discuss this is Newsweek opinion editor Josh Hammer. Josh, so you've got here a white kid idolising a black athlete, and that leads to accusations of racism, with the Bears being contacted by a journalist who said white parents need to educate their children on what is exclusively black culture. What's your response?
You know, Rita, I've watched this clip a number of times now. I literally do not think I understand what the allegedly offensive behavior is. Now, I'm actually a lifelong big sports fan. I mean, we were season ticket holders for various local teams when I was growing up. To this day, I continue to follow multiple sports quite closely. And, you know, I was always under the impression that I could choose the teams that I rooted for, the athletes that I rooted for across any sport out there, based not on the color of the person's skin or how his or her hair looked, but because I happen to like that athlete. I would admire the way that he played his sport, the way that he comported himself on and off the field. So, you know, this notion that because you are a different skin color, you cannot try to emulate someone who you look up to is so utterly and deeply toxic. I mean, where do we even start to adopt this mentality in the first place? I mean, you know, just growing up, I mean, I remember, you know, I was one of the many who kind of grew up in the 1990s. I mean, I first picked up a golf club because I was watching Tiger Woods on TV. I remember back in the day, I wore like the Tiger Woods Nike hat, the whole outfit. If I did that today, would I get accused of trying to act like a black person, even though I'm a white Jewish guy? I mean, the whole thing is just totally absurd. It's farcical on its face.
It is. I mean, and this notion that dreadlocks are exclusively black culture, and anybody who dares have dreadlocks is somehow being racist. Again, it is just such vacuous thinking. It really should be dismissed, but there is a demand for this sort of outrage because genuine cases of racism in the West, there's not that many of them, and there's a whole industry around pretending like we're all irredeemably racist.